Chili, how long have you been playing the violin?
I've been playing for 15 years now. I started when I was 3 years old.
Three?
Yes. I actually started with cello, but I didn't like cello very much, so I decided to switch to violin.
And so when you started, did you already know how to read the English language?
Probably not.
Did you start right away reading musical notes, or did you learn like Suzuki or?
I was very, very bad actually starting. I was on the first book of Suzuki for about 3 years when I started,
Yeah.
uh, and I didn't use my fourth finger on my left hand at all on the violin. I didn't vibrate. Couldn't read music because they don't do that.
Those first 3 years when you were playing with the Suzuki method, starting at the age of three, was this something that was recommended to you by your parents, or did you see somebody or hear somebody playing the violin and say, I really want to do that? I mean, how did it all start?
Well, I was always drawn to musical instruments. My dad would take me to various like music shops and stuff. He was a guitarist. I had a trumpet phase for a while. Tuba, I liked tuba a lot because it was really big.
Uh-huh.
But a violinist that worked not in the San Francisco Symphony, but worked for the San Francisco Symphony, moved into our house. And I heard her practicing violin a lot. And so that's what really got me wanting to explore it.
You mentioned being interested in the guitar for a little while, and I see an axe behind you on the wall. Do you play electric guitar?
I started teaching myself a couple of weeks ago. It was actually really, really easy to pick up because, when you're plucking your violin like this, it's just like a guitar. I've learned a couple things. I learned the intro to Master of Puppets. And chords are hard for me because they're so much more scrunched than on the violin, but I'm
Yeah.
myself that too.
And so you were inspired by this young woman playing the violin who was actually rooming in your house. And
Yes.
and so you asked, can I get a violin? Was that how it worked?
Kind of, yeah. And I remember I started with it wasn't even a violin, it was like a cardboard box or something in the shape of a violin.
Uh-huh.
And then you had to practice like how to hold it and everything. And then from there, probably rented like an eighth size and tortured my parents by squeaking on it.
Yeah, I mean, for anybody learning the violin at a young age, it has the capacity to make extremely ugly sounds. And then what, right? You know, I mean, if you start playing the piano, you can't make a sound that
Yeah.
is that ugly, because all the technology is there. And then, of course, once you get over that hump, then any instrument is equally easy or difficult to master it at a professional level. It's great that your parents had the fortitude to withstand the early years.
My parents knew that I really wanted to do it. And even if sometimes I didn't want to practice, they would help me because they knew it was something I actually wanted to do, even if in the moment I wasn't patient enough to sit down and practice.
This adventure that we're about to do with you playing the Tchaikovsky Violin Concerto, all of it, right? Every single bar, uncut. How many concertos have you had the opportunity to play with full orchestra? I'm guessing maybe not that many yet.
None, actually. This will be my first time.
Wow, isn't that exciting?
I did play a bit of Vivaldi Summer, um, but this will be my first big concerto with orchestra.
I've seen some great videos of you playing parts of the Tchaikovsky with piano accompaniment at the conservatory. Do you have any activities or hobbies or things you love to do that are outside the realm of music?
I like to go to the gym a lot. I like to sit down and watch a nice TV show. I'm watching Breaking Bad right now for the second.
Uh-huh.
But especially since I'm here at music school, I kind of just do a lot of music.
Even outside of the classes that you go to, about how many hours do you spend practicing per day?
A good amount would be around 3.
Well, that's good. So you're not going crazy with 7 or 8.
I've never been able to do that. 5 is the most I've ever been able to do.
Well, you know, you're in good company because when I was a fiddle player at the Oberlin Conservatory, Itzhak Perlman came in and gave kind of a master class and talked to a lot of us. And people asked him how much he practiced per day. And
Mhm.
he shocked everybody by saying that he almost never did more than 2 or 3 hours per day.
Yeah.
It's great talking with you, and we're really looking forward to launching your solo career with orchestra.
Mhm.
And everybody in the audience will be able to say they heard you when?
I'm 18.
18. Over the hill. Great talking with you, Chili, and it's just going to be a couple of weeks, and we'll see you out here. Take care.